G'day, I'm Dave, and in this Appycast, I want to go behind the scenes and have a look at the studio setup that I've got in my living room, how I'm using it to run 5 face channels. I have Appycast, which is long-form content, a lot of behind-the-scenes sort of work. Appy Dave, where I build software using ChatGPT. Winning Prompts, where I do prompt engineering and look for better ways of writing ChatGPT prompts. Fly Video, where I do YouTube automation. That's the glue that's allowing me to have multiple channels run at once. And a personal project called the Carnivore 90 Challenge, which is myself just getting healthy through a diet that I'm testing out. On top of that, I have 2 faceless channels in development at the moment using pure YouTube automation sort of technologies. Anyway, to make this all happen, I needed to put together a studio. This is what it looks like. I walked through my studio setup. Really needs to start off with this gimbal. It's Osmo 4. It's one of those older models. I have a video channel called Carnivore 90 where I'm 90-day challenge, and having use of this gimbal has been awesome. Sitting on top is a Boya wireless microphone, so I've got a little lapel mic going on here. I bought the system that has two of the microphones, one receiver, though I've never used the second one. In the background, we've got a light going on up here, which would normally be off, but I've just turned it on to highlight the room a little bit more. And we can move through to where I've got a few smart lights. There's 4 of them. What I find useful about having the 4, two on the left, 2 on the right, is that I can change the whole effect of an area by changing the colors of just one of them. So I might make the 2 blue lights red, and the red and the green mixed together give us an effect. Now behind, I've got an old laptop that I used to use all the time. I've put a little backdrop on there. I'm not finding it that effective at the moment. It's okay. I took a picture down off the wall. There's a little hook there. I may end up putting some sort of print up here, or I may also put a projector. Just painting a picture onto the wall could be useful. Now, over here, we've got sound baffles on the wall. I currently now use AI software to get rid of all the noise from outside. I happen to be on a major road and it's very noisy. Police go by, all sorts of stuff. But what these sound baffles more do for me is just stop the light going in, because that curtain doesn't go far enough across. Not a practical use of sound baffles, but it works. You can see these are the smart lights that I'm using. I think they're called a Tapo. We pop out to look at the screen. Maybe we'll look at the screen decks. So the first one, or stream decks, I'm using a Stream Deck XL. It's Elgato. I'm using foot pedals, which are incredible. I find this to be an amazing tool to start recording, stop recording, pause recording, and resume recording. Currently, I've got the main webcam is a Logitech. It works really well for me, though autofocus is sometimes an issue in my videos. I have this other one, which I have not started using yet. I'm working on the idea of having multiple angles, and behind me I've got different speaker arrangements, whether it be my headphones, which I sometimes use, or my JBL. Sitting down here, we've got a little bit of cabling coming down. I love having these red cables. I just got them on Amazon. By being red, I can see them really easily. They all hang down to this little 3-point stand. That's where I might put stuff like the gimbal that I'm holding right now might just sit here and charge overnight. My phone might go here. From my microphone, I'm keeping it fairly simple. It's just another Boya M1 in this case. I do have one of these, I don't know what you call them, but you can put various microphones into it. If we pop in down here, I do have an arm for a microphone. The microphone's around somewhere. I've also got, but not using, this streamer pack. It has a lot of the stuff we just talked about. Then there's the key light. The key light I'm using, I think it's just a cheap knockoff that I got somewhere. It had a really bright light. One of the challenges is that I personally have red skin, and the bright light was just too harsh. So I've gone for a darker light. Nothing really professional about this, but it does work. I do get my lighting pretty good at the moment, especially by stopping the light from coming in from outside because of those baffles. I would turn this off normally as well. To get the backlighting glow effect, I'm finding these colored lights to be pretty awesome. And I think that's everything. I've made sure I've had good power supply cable management going on here. I made this little box. I didn't make the box. I bought the box for $10. Then I did things like cutouts so that it could go over the legs of the table. I've also shaved the insides of this so that the Stream Deck fits. It's stuck down. It's quite solid in there. So that's the full extent of my studio setup. Other than the monitor, which I will talk briefly about it. It's about 2 years old now. It's a Samsung 5K curved monitor. So it's the size of two 27-inch monitors. I find it to be a bit of a pain in the ass as a YouTube content creator. As a software developer, it's pretty good. But I was living overseas recently where I had a 32-inch 4K monitor. It was just a lot more practical for recording content on that monitor than it was on this monitor. That said, it's still nice to have a big monitor. I guess lastly, what sort of computer am I using? It's just a Mac Mini. Works pretty well. I've been running out of memory a little bit recently. I've been hammering my system with really big programs running all the time. Camtasia, Premiere Pro, Ecamm Live, and then other stuff as well, all running at the same time. So that's a little bit of a challenge. That's pretty much my setup. Some of the capabilities that I now have with this setup is that I can change scenes without my hands. I'm just using foot pedals to control what scene I'm on, or I can go to specific ones using my other Stream Deck. So a web view or a web view with ChatGPT. We can drill in directly on Midjourney and look at some graphics that I've been playing around with. We've got stuff like mixing up Midjourney with folders, come back to front camera views. Later on, I'll be hooking up the multiple webcam approach so I can hit different angles. There's also issues that I can solve. I'll just hit pause with my foot, whereby I control the lights behind me. I'm just going to go to the medium light. It's a blue at the moment, but I can change it to red because there's also a green light up in the top corner, which I've got soft at the moment. I can change the gradient effect of lights as they come through, change the brightness of the lights. Now, the studio setup that you see here, I've put it together over about a month and a half. I've come back from overseas where I was living abroad, just doing a bit of work remotely, and I started my YouTube journey while over there. Learned a lot in the last 5 or 6 months on the journey. Found it an incredibly challenging process to get videos out, to get them edited. I'm a one-man show, though I do have a video editor now working for me for 10 hours a week. I tend to produce a lot more content than is getting uploaded to YouTube at the moment. I'm trying to balance that so that the amount of content I'm creating is leading straight to videos out on YouTube. The combination of the great software that I've been using, especially I think of late, it's Ecamm Live, having this studio set up, having concepts like background lights. I also have friends that help me in the form of the AppyCast. They tend to act as a muse for me. I get to communicate with them, bounce ideas. I still drive the show, but they add some valuable insight as I'm building out the different channels. When I hear different influencers who absolutely know what they're doing when it comes to YouTube. They talk about the idea of maybe getting to 100 videos before you even worry about what you're doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not doing it, though, across one channel. I'm doing it across 5 channels plus 2 to come. I love doing it this way. It's probably a very dumb way to do it. I don't think any educator of YouTube influence would teach you to do it this way. But by having 3 tech channels that do niches, followed by a long-form content channel, followed by a personal project channel, followed by 2 faceless channels, I get to see all sorts of angles of the YouTube development process that I'm trying to automate as I go. I get lots of examples on how you should automate and what doesn't work. I tell you, one of the big things I have is failure. So much failure in my YouTube process is driving a maturity with what I'm now creating on YouTube. Anyway, thank you for this, coming into the behind the scenes, my studio at Appycast, Appy Dave, Winning Prompts, Fly Video, Carnivore 90, and I won't name the other 2 channels just yet.